Okay, so I wanted to get started asking about your interest in the story in the film. What was it about the character and the script overall that really convinced you to take on?
Well, first off, the when I first read the script, I was like, "This is bonkers. This is absolutely crazy." I also didn't start reading the script with the idea or with the knowledge that it all took place in a car, and then
Mhm.
like when Jonas pointed it out, I just went back and like somewhere in the middle of the script, I kind of realized I'm like, dude, when do I actually get out of the car? And he's like, no, you basically don't. And that just I thought that was so different. And what I think also with Noah is in a weird way, he could be like a parallel version of myself if I would have taken a couple of bad or different decisions when I was younger. Like I kind of grew up in similar areas than Noah and Carlos live. I also had a pretty, let's say, interesting time growing up as a teenager around Antwerp. So, in a way, it feels relatable. So, I think he's a very relatable character. So, yeah, there's that.
Mhm. And speaking about the fact that the story mainly takes place in the car, I was actually about to ask about that experience as well. While you were filming, and how did that really influence your acting and your physicality, and how you really approached like where you were to approaching working with the camera as
100%. Like it just, everything just felt really up close. Of course, there were a lot of scenes where you actually had to act with the camera because the camera
well.
actually had to be on the place of the passenger. I think Jonas, the director, he did some real real magic, uh, especially for where we started and the budget of the movie and everything. Like I think it kind of challenged him and Dries Del Put, the cinematographer, to think out of the box and do crazy stuff. And the crazy stuff just worked really inspiring for me also as an actor.
Mm. And also speaking about working with Jonas as the director on the film, how did that relationship go on set? How did you really approach working together to build the character and the film overall?
I have to be honest, like I am so grateful for Jonas. Like he really gave me a feeling of confidence. We had a lot of preparation on the part. We did a lot of deconstructing and constructing of the character, like who is Noah, who is he to me. Um, Also, in the beginning of the shoot, Jonas said to me, like, listen, Dimitri, I know a lot of actors do it, but I'm going to ask you to not run to the camera after every scene. Trust me that I won't move on to the next scene unless I got what I really want. Even if we have to do the scene 20 times, if we
Mhm.
have to do it one time, trust me that I have what I want.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always easy, but I
Mhm.
followed that advice and I'm really grateful that I did because I've done it in a couple of other movies where, especially later on, where everybody kind of runs to the camera after the scene. And I understand now that that kind of gives a different feeling.
And while you were filming, the soundtrack and the score for the film, I felt really helped build the character and the story as well. And with your experience also being a DJ as well as an actor, how did the music also maybe help you prepare for the role and create the story as well?
100%. Uh, Me and Jonas decided to make the soundtrack a bit of an homage to the 90s rave scene in Belgium, and we made a playlist. And a lot of the scenes are actually recorded on the music that you actually hear on the movie in the movie. So it's yeah, it's pretty legit.
Mhm. And how did you also approach working with your co-stars while you were filming with the scene? Well, mainly a lot of the scenes mainly taking place in the car. How did that influence the way that you were able to interact with your co-stars as well?
I mean, for starters, I'm just super grateful that I got to work with such a talented cast, like they really lifted me up, like especially Jeroen and Frank. But Jeroen, like I didn't know him before the shoot, uh, but we just hit it off from the very first day. So I feel like a lot of the friendship you feel in the movie is pretty authentic, like, and yeah, I also on the very first day I'm like, listen, dude, this is all new for me. This is my first lead role. You're an experienced actor, you're a director, whatever you feel I can do better, just tell me. Be brutal. And that was sort of kind of the start of our relationship, and that's kind of how it worked.
And while you were filming, did you and your co-stars also maybe add anything to the scenes, or did you mainly stick to the script while you were
Ooh, there was quite some improvisation going on, yeah.
filming?
Like Jonas would really, yeah, just some scenes are just like basically improv. Yeah. And he even sometimes like especially the first days would like tell Jeroen or somebody to just say something completely different or say something completely outlandish to just kind of catch me off guard and where we would go. So like yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And while you were filming, while your character was driving, were you actually like driving around the city, or what was that experience like as well, and creating those scenes in particular, while you were supposed to be really traveling around in the car as well?
It was quite a challenge because yeah, as you can see in the movie, we were in real traffic, real Antwerp. We had a really good team that coordinated all the stunts. We only had a few near accidents, but we made it. Yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, it just feels real.
And besides starring in the film, what was your experience like also producing the film and really working on duties behind the camera as well?
Yeah, well, for me, it was like the whole package, and it was also learning how complex it is and how much respect I have for movie producers because it's pretty intense. Like there's a lot of things you have to deal with, the balance between actors, directors. For me, also, I had to at certain points, yeah, make a choice. Am I making a certain decision as a producer here or as an actor? So yeah, but I think we were a good team, and even though we didn't always agree on everything from the very first time, I think we can be really happy with the way everything turned out.
Yeah. And another element of the film that I liked was the relationship between Noah and his daughter, and what was that experience like? Like you have a few scenes with her in the film. What was that experience like in particular in creating that relationship in the movie as well?
I mean, she's great.
Mhm.
She's super talented, and I have to say, like I don't know if you know, but um, some stuff happened that made us postpone the movie. So 2 or 3 days before we were going to start shooting the movie, my dad passed away um, unexpectedly. Um, so I'm still super grateful for Jonas and Peter, the producer, that they immediately said like, listen, we'll push the movie. We pushed it to August, and normally in the original way that we were supposed to shoot, we were supposed to wrap the movie, and my son was going to be born 1 or 2 weeks later. But because of everything being pushed, uh, I lost my dad, and I got a son
Mm.
in less than 2 months' time before shooting the movie. So I honestly believe I would have portrayed a very different Noah without that experience. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So I think a lot of I mean, some parts, the sadness in the end, but also the love with uh, for my daughter in the movie. I think just yeah, it's a genuine father feelings that just like we're all over the place at that point.
Yeah, while I was watching the movie, I felt like that was a pretty genuine relationship, like you just mentioned. So that was something I wanted to ask about as well. I really like that dynamic between the two of you as well. So that was something that really stood out for me as well. So that was, well, I wanted to ask about that too. And now that also that the film is being released today, actually, what's that experience been like as well, and having the movie come out and getting to share it with audiences?
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so, so happy. Like, for me to know that now so many people in the States will see it, like yeah, it's so awesome. Hopefully, it's the start of many more.
And now that the movie's coming out, what's coming up next for you, either in terms of movies or music, or just what's coming up next for you? Mhm.
Yeah, I had a couple of projects that were supposed to shoot now in the start of the year, but because of all the strike stuff and everything got pushed, and now it's a bit of juggling because there's two projects that need to be filmed over summer. While I have a weekly residency in Ibiza every Wednesday and about 4 to 6 shows in total every week over summer. So this is going to be an interesting one, getting everything planned, but I love it, so I'm looking forward to it.
Mhm. Okay, I think that was mainly it, but thank you again for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Likewise, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
All the
no,
best.
thanks again.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.